Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today's video I will be reacting to a game theory doors scary video, and you might be wondering why are you reacting to videos? Well, it's kind of simple. I'm out of ideas, so we're resorting to reaction videos. So I just finished watching Minecraft Live. It was kind of boring without the mob votes. I take it back, man. I want mob votes back. But anyways, let's get started. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. If you want to watch the video without me, I'll leave the link in the description down below. But let's start. Alright, and also a disclaimer: if you hear any spoons or like anything like something like that, that's just I'm eating food as well. So like you can't watch a video without eating food, okay? So let's start.
Roblox Doors Floor 2 has arrived. And
yes, it has arrived.
Hard.
No, I can't eat. No, what the heck?
I'm dead.
Where did the sparkles go?
They're so common down here.
But while all of us creators were distracted focusing on the new levels and enemies, the Doors devs quietly made some graphical changes to the original Floor 1 location.
Oh yeah, they did. It was kind of
everything that we know about the lore of this franchise. Let's just say, if you guys thought the mines were hell, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Exactly.
Hello Internet, welcome to Game Theory, the show that's excited to have more floors for Doors lore. That's right, the Mines update for Roblox
really cool.
Doors has finally arrived, and behind every new door is a bunch of new lore to discover. It's like the best game show ever. What's behind door number 1? Lore. What's behind door number 2? More lore. Lore. Everybody wins, especially us. With each new update, we are being given more and more clues to solve the story of this mysterious world. Our current theory is that we are playing in a hotel from the 1940s, one that was turned into a medical facility during World War II. Now,
I didn't react to that, but I still watched the video
of those who died here, as well as a culty experiment or two. But not every force has been an evil one. A blue light known as guiding light is helping us to escape the clutches of these evil monsters, lighting up doors, giving you items like the crucifix to help defend yourself, and telling you how to avoid the monsters when you die. They're basically our guardian angel, although according to the wingdings on the crucifix's binding circle, they are actually known as an architect, likely because they help guide us through the labyrinth of doors in this hotel. A magical architect would probably know the layout of the building, even if it never looks the same twice. Which leads us to today and all the lore that is waiting for us down on floor 2. On a surface level, it's just a lot more of the stuff you love from the original. Try to walk through 100 doors without dying to the various entities. Only this time, you're not in a hotel, you're in a mine shaft. Truly, this is innovation that excites. Of course, I'm kidding. There is a lot of great changes that have been made.
I hate Grumbles, bro. We've got new entities like the Gloom Bats, Giggles, and Grumbles. We've got new mechanics really cool like puzzles and chases, exploding rooms, and hidden codes to power generators. We even have a platforming style boss battle against the main villain of this floor, our old pal Seek. Though he's clearly let himself go a bit. What happened to you, man? You were literally running after me a few floors ago. You can't let losing to me get you like this, especially when you have been the missing piece of our lore puzzle since the very beginning. Yep, Seek's rise from random entity to final boss battle isn't just for a change in mechanics. It's highlighting how important he is to the lore of this franchise, and that we have been wrong to not have theorized about him sooner. Yeah, that's kind of my bad. So grab your glow sticks, friends, because we're about to shed some light on the mysteries hidden in the minds of Roblox Doors. As I've mentioned, this new floor has added a lot to this game, but before we dive into the stuff going on there, I wanted to check out some of the changes this update brought to other parts of the game. There have been some minor tweaks, like how some entities spawn, move around, and interact with the player throughout the hotel. Most of them have just been quality of life changes. That is, except for one. The courtyard got a massive graphical the courtyard looks so much cooler.
There is now a pedestal placed in front of the angel statue that we've been theorizing.
I actually did not realize
on that pedestal, there is a code written in wingdings. Wingdings seem to be one of the ways that we are being given crucial information by the devs in this franchise. Last time they revealed huge details about guiding light and the architects through the crucifix's binding circle. So whatever this says is likely going to be very important, and indeed it is. Translating it gives us a single word: limbo. Limbo has a few interpretations in various religious cultures, but the most common and well-known interpretation comes from a set of narrative poems, Dante's Divine Comedy. Dante was a religious philosopher who wrote these poems while he was questioning his own own faith, feeling like he'd lost his way. He wanted to explore the ideas of heaven and hell, and so he wrote poems about him traveling through those worlds. First up was the poem Dante's Inferno, where he goes through the 9 circles of hell. Limbo is the very first circle, and those who reside there were generally considered good people, but were not baptized or from other religious backgrounds. Even though they weren't Christian, because they were good, they were saved from the torture of the lower circles of hell. Dante therefore describes Limbo as a green and luscious landscape, separated from the real world by a large river, and within its woods is a flowing brook and a castle. But why am I telling you this? Outside of the word limbo being mentioned on the statue, it doesn't really seem like there's any connection with Dante's Divine Comedy. That is, until you get through door 200 and escape the mines. As we climb up the ladder, we find ourselves in a forest. Behind us is a large river that separates us from any other land.
Oh, there's a rift
finally,
behind
we
you?
arrive at, you guessed it, a castle.
A castle.
Coincidence? I think not. This game isn't taking place in a real-world hotel like we first believed. We are in the afterlife. And yes, I know the creators have said this game isn't religious, but when they keep adding religious images and languages like this, what's a theorist supposed to do? This place being limbo would explain so much of what we've been seeing. The afterlife in Dante's Divine Comedy is described as physically impossible.
I feel like us being in the afterlife is kind of a stretch.
Physics and logic. Suddenly, the impossible construction of the hotel, the mine shaft, the sewers, it's all possible. This isn't a real hotel from the 1940s, but instead part of the afterlife. Plus, the connections to Limbo don't stop there. In a previous theory, we spoke about El Goblino and how he seems to be a perfect match for a creature from Spanish-speaking folklore, the Duende.
I mean, he's a goblin,
they are known goblin-like creatures who hide in the walls to try to scare humans, just like El Goblino does throughout your run in the hotel. But the key detail is that the Duende are commonly the spirits of infants that have died before they were baptized. And one of the common sights in Dante's Limbo is exactly that. Infants who weren't baptized. Their spirits weren't cleansed of original sin, and so now they are forced to wander for eternity with no chance of escape. Although that doesn't seem to be the case for us. We aren't sitting around letting eternity pass us by. We are actively trying to escape in some way, getting through the 100 doors of the hotel.
Yeah, well, unless you're trying to get red.
With the help of guiding light. Why
our guiding light, dude,
yes. And not any of these other poor trapped spirits has been unclear at best. But with these connections to Dante's Divine Comedy, I think we might have an answer. It's important to know
say that that's guiding light.
Comedy takes place in the afterlife. Dante himself isn't actually dead. He had simply lost his way. He was questioning his faith, which led to beings from heaven like the Virgin Mary and St. Lucia to send him a spiritual guide to help him get through the 9 circles of hell, as well as purgatory and eventually heaven, all with the hope that after he returns to the mortal world, he will be enlightened and find his way again. So they send the soul of the famous Roman poet Virgil to do just that. Virgil becomes Dante's guide, explaining the different circles as they go and helping him traverse the confusing landscape. This is a perfect parallel for guiding light. For a while, we believed that this angel statue we saw in the courtyard was guiding light in physical form, the guardian angel that was going to help us through the game. However, once we translated the wingdings from the crucifix's binding circle, we've been less and less sure about whether that's the case. It refers to guiding light as one of 3 architects marked by celestials. Last time we spoke about how the term celestial or celestial beings has been used throughout history to describe angels and other heavenly beings. But guiding light has been specifically referred to as something else. And now we know why. Guiding light isn't a celestial or angel or heavenly being. They are a spirit sent by the celestials to guide us through limbo. Virgil was sent by the Virgin Mary. That's why guiding light is helping us and not the other entities we see. The other entities
I love how he's using the fan art, like the editors use fan art and not like the actual thing. That's actually really cool.
We're just visiting the afterlife, and guiding light is the one to help us get through it. That doesn't mean we're done with this angel statue. No sirree. If it isn't guiding light, then it does feel like it needs to be someone else. Otherwise, what's the point of not only including the angel statue?
I never believed that was guiding
glow up during this update. Oh yeah, it's not just the pedestal in front of the statue that changed. The actual statue has been altered dramatically. Rather than this massive angel with its face shrouded in in darkness, wings that curve around its body, and a two-handed sword stance, we now have a much more open and obvious visual.
What?
The angel now stands in a triumphant pose.
That's what the
sword
statue
held
looks
with
like
one
now in the
hand,
game?
And 4 wings spread out wide. We can also
I played Doors for one, okay? Like, I beat it, but I didn't, like, take a better look at the green.
This depiction matches what we get from the prophet Ezekiel in the Bible. In chapter 10, he describes cherubim as creatures with 4 wings and so many eyes that they cover every part of their body. Yeah, not quite the cute little baby angels we often see them depicted.
It's not covering his body, it's just like covering his
hundreds of eyes
head.
like this was because the cherubim were responsible for guarding and protecting what belonged to God. They were warriors. They had to keep watch and see everything. It's a pretty solid match for our statue here. Although, when I got thinking about hundreds of eyes, it did remind me of another entity in this game that also and likes to keep watch. One that I mentioned right at the start of this episode. In the main lobby of the hotel, you can find these white eyes with black goop hidden around the room, constantly watching you. During any of your runs, there is a chance that at a random point, you'd begin to see these eyes appear once again on the walls.
Yeah,
the further
that
you went,
which
the
tells
more
you that,
and more
like, you know,
eyes
Zeke is
appeared,
coming.
until eventually you would enter a large hallway where, out of a puddle of black goo, Zeke would emerge to chase you down. They then return in the Mines update to once again chase us, but they also become a giant goo monster as part of the final level. And in this form, they are covered in dozens of eyes. Zeke is constantly being shown to be
that fan art's really cool.
Hundreds of eyes.
I'm just obsessing over the fan art for some reason.
Us throughout the hotel and
It's just
the
so cool.
mines. Just like the cherubim use their eyes to keep watch for dangerous threats. That's right, theorists. I am telling you that I believe our goopy boy Zeke is in fact an angel like the one we see in the courtyard.
What?
One of the
Zeke?
entities that
An
this
angel?
game calls
Nah.
a celestial. I know, it
How the
sounds
hell is Zeke a
ridiculous.
celestial?
Lots of eyes aren't the only thing that makes an angel an angel. And outside of that detail, Zeke looks nothing like the angel we see in the courtyard. Plus, angels are supposed to be good, right?
Actually,
They're
yeah,
here
true.
to defend and protect the innocent. It's the Celestials that gave us guiding light to help us, and he actively guides us during Zeke's chase sequence. He blocks Zeke's path with a blue seal over the door. He even makes a cart appear beneath us to help us escape. Guiding light and Zeke are on opposite sides. And if guiding light is on the side
Is he like the modifier dude?
Cannot be an angel. Or
Is he the
so you
modifier
would
dude?
think, until you remember the inspiration that comes from
What is it called?
Dante
Oh, Mischievous Light.
Inferno. Right now, we are in the afterlife. In limbo. During his time in hell, Dante speaks to multiple angels that are stuck there, although only one of them gets top billing. And he is also described as not quite looking like his original beautiful form, Lucifer. We've actually talked about Lucifer before. In one of our earlier theories,
Oh, yeah,
he
he
was connected
has.
to Curious Light.
I forgot
the
about the
yellow
theory
light,
so
and one of
much.
the other architects that quote-unquote helps us in the back door and room levels of the hotel. But just like Guiding Light, it's clear that these architects are not angels themselves, and so Curious Light cannot be Lucifer. Don't worry, little guy, we'll figure you out eventually. In case you're unaware, Lucifer was originally one of the highest ranking angels in heaven. Ezekiel describes him as God's anointed cherub, aligning him with the statue from the courtyard. Eventually, Lucifer became prideful and rebelled against God, wanting all of the glory for himself, leading to him falling from grace and into the underworld. In Dante's Inferno, Lucifer's form is described as monstrous, deformed, and hideous, not like the angelic appearance he had before being cast out. However, despite this, he did maintain some of his angel-like features, most notably his multiple eyes. So, even though Zeke may not look like an angel,
is he saying he is Zeke's Lucifer?
One of the few features Lucifer maintained after his fall from grace certainly makes it seem like these two are connected. Lucifer has also been depicted as a creature made from black goo, taking on a humanoid form in shows like Supernatural.
They got Zeke in a movie?
I'm not sure this specific detail is intentional. Maybe the devs are
They
just
got
fans
Zeke in
of the
that
show,
movie?
but I thought it was interesting to call out nonetheless. It is more than just his appearance though. Zeke also shares a lot of his power set with Lucifer as well. One of Lucifer's powers is that he's a shapeshifter, becoming a snake to deceive Eve in the Garden of Eden, as well as tricking humans by appearing to be an angel of light when he is anything but. Likewise, Zeke is able to shapeshift into whatever he needs, be it a humanoid, a big blob, or hundreds of arms that try to grab you as you escape. Lucifer Lucifer is commonly associated with being able to control fire due to his power over hell. During Seek's chase, the entire hotel bursts into flames.
Yeah.
And to top it all off, in religious contexts, Lucifer is shown to corrupt the minds and souls of people, tricking them into sinning, turning them into worse versions of themselves. And Seek has been doing the exact same thing. In the mines, there's a new entity called a Giggle. They are white tentacles.
Oh, he's talking about Giggle infected.
Dark rooms and jump scares.
Oh, he's talking about
Screech. You may notice
here.
that sounds awfully similar to an entity from the hotel called Screech. Screech also has a white face, tentacles, large teeth, and hides in dark rooms. The only difference is that Screech is partially covered in black goo. Seek's black goo. The developers are showing us that Seek is taking control of entities like the Giggles and corrupting them, turning them into even worse monsters. We actually see this happen in real time at the end of the game. Seek absorbs the giant Grumble at the face of the castle, and he has the power to do all of this because we're in his domain. In the Bible, it is said that God created hell for the devil and his minions to rule over. Likewise, the Celestials made this version of Limbo for Seek to rule over. That's why the angel statue with the word Limbo written next to it is standing in such a triumphant pose. This is Seek's true form, a four-winged, multi-eyed cherub, just like Lucifer.
So that's Seek.
He may have lost the battle against the other Celestials, but now he's been given this domain to rule, and so there he stands proudly. Seek is a fallen angel, a cast-out Celestial. We are on his turf, which means that his power is only going to get worse from here. When Dante and Virgil enter the castle inside of Limbo, they find
Floor 2 is already horrible. They're gonna make Floor 3 even more horrible.
Some time with them, Dante and Virgil continue on their journey, heading to the second circle and continuing to go deeper and deeper into hell, until eventually they reach the center of hell and come face to face with Satan himself. This castle isn't going to be our safe fortress. Inside there are going to be more powerful spirits because we're actually heading deeper into Limbo. So if you thought the mines were a challenge, you better get ready for even more pain.
No, it was right there! Are you kidding me?
Quick, I'll get through a video once again.
The castle either. When you beat the mines, you unlock an achievement called...
Still, I'm gonna pause right now. Wait, hold up. It's hard to believe that, like, we went... Like, if there was a story of how the character got in the hotel or, like, why he went to the hotel... If it was, like, he just came there to chill and stuff for, like, a stay... The character goes from a simple hotel visit to a goddamn castle. That's... Like, whenever I think about that, that's just weird. Like, you go from a hotel to chill, where you end up in a goddamn castle with, like, Lucifer and stuff.
Like Dante, we are going to be heading deeper and deeper into this hell we find ourselves in. And that achievement is a message from Seek, promising that they're going to keep following us through hell, and as they do, they are going to become more and more powerful. We've actually already seen this happen with the 2 floors we have available. In the hotel, Seek only had one form, and while he was able to manipulate the space, he could really only chase us. But now that we've fallen lower down into the mines, he took on a much bigger and larger form, gaining even more power. So eventually, I could see us ending up at Hell's center, where Seek is going to be at his strongest. Maybe we'll even see him take on some of his original form. But if we defeat him, we'll finally be able to escape and receive the enlightenment we're after. Of course, Seek isn't going to take any of this lying down. He's going to keep trying to stop us on each floor before we get there. In fact, he's actually the most determined entity to try and stop you. Entities like Rush, Halt, and Ambush are just spirits that float through the hotel and kill you if they pass by. Sure, you can still end up dead, but it's relatively passive. The figure, while much more active, is animalistic, acting on sound and instinct. Seek, on the other hand, is different. Seek actively chases you. He creates obstacles to stop you getting away, and when guiding light puts a seal over the door, he continually bangs on it, trying desperately to get to you. This felt like a crucial distinction for Seek's lore, but I couldn't really figure out why he acted differently. Does he not want you to reach enlightenment? Is it that he believes nobody should be able to leave the afterlife once they're there? Maybe it's because you're in his domain and he simply wants to remove the intruder. That's basically the plot of the tower.
He's like, get out of my domain.
to
domain expansion.
But then again, that event
Tower Hero
canon, so can't really rely on that either. However, if you so happen to
that
die
was just
to
like a
see
fun
one
collab.
in third-person mode, we finally get our answer. Normally when you die, you just fall over, but with Seek, your body quickly turns black, and we hear a modified version of Seek's cry. We are being covered in Seek's black goo, just like we've seen with the Giggles and the Queen Grumble. He is trying to take over.
That actually happens.
More, I know why. Remember, in Dante's Inferno, Dante wasn't bound to the afterlife. He was merely visiting. We are merely visiting. We are the only ones who have the ability to freely travel through the different realms of hell, purgatory, and at the very end of Dante's Divine Comedy, even heaven, the realm of God, the realm of the Celestials, the realm of the ones who put Seek in hell for rebelling against them in the first place. Seek may be the ruler of this world, but that doesn't mean he wants to be there. This is a punishment for him, just like everyone else. I believe he wants to go back to the Celestial realm to face off against the Celestials once again, and we are the ones who are going to help him do it. We are the ones able to move between realms, and so by catching us and taking over our bodies, he can too. Before now, we never really talked about Seek, mainly because outside of his cool chase sequence in the hotel, he didn't really do anything. He felt like all style and no substance. Instead, we all focused on the figure as the main antagonist because he was the big bad we had to face in the hotel. But now, in the lines, the figure is nothing more than a background character. We are being shown that Seek is the real threat we need to worry about. I mean, what greater threat is there than the devil himself, right? The one who was cast down by the Celestials, now trying to return, and we are his ticket out of here. Which means it's even more important that we put a stop to him once we get to Hell's Center. And don't worry, this update took 2 years to come out, so we have plenty of time to get good before that happens. But hey, that's just a theory.
Is it gonna take 3 years for the next thing to come out?
If you want to keep going deeper down the Roblox horror rabbit hole, just walk through the door on screen and watch our episode of Dress to Impress. Trust me, it's scarier than it sounds.
I think I'm gonna pass the Dress to Impress. But oh my god, like that's actually so like what I thought like Seek was like the last person I thought was gonna be like a main character, because like just like he said, like so many people thought that it was Figure, because like Figure is like on door 50 and like he's like the final boss. But I mean, like Seek does chase, like I feel like Seek's part is really cool, but like it does make sense. Like I didn't like I don't like I never like seen someone like that third person thing he was talking about, that I never like seen that happen, but because like I don't know why, like whenever I'm playing with others, like at the moment I die, I just quit because like there's no reboot card in there. But that's actually really insane. But I knew when he mentioned Seek and Screech, I knew he was gonna talk about like how Giggle and Screech are like the same species, but Screech is just like infected, and like infected version of Giggles, like Seek, like infected Screech and stuff. I knew he was gonna talk about that at one point, like when he brought up Seek and stuff, because like the video is like all about Seek and stuff. So like I knew he was gonna bring that up at one point. And I have played Doors after Floor 2 came out, and like when Floor 2 came out, Floor 1 also got changes. So like after he brought up so many things that I didn't know in Floor 1, because like I knew the changes, like when he said Floor 1 changes, I knew what he was talking about, but I didn't know like everything in the greenhouse, because like when I entered greenhouse and like I just like saw it, and like I didn't admire it and stuff. Like I was like, oh, like they changed it a bit, that's cool, and I just like went forward to the greenhouse. But like I never like took the time to actually like go and check out like all of like the changes. Like I didn't know they added the podium and like changed the statue and stuff, and like that's actually insane. And I just remembered I said, oh my, I don't know what I said. Floor 2 is already horrible. They're gonna make floor 3, like the castle, even more horrible. When I said horrible, I meant to say hard. I don't know why the hell I said horrible. Like I meant to say hard. Like Floor 2 is hard. Like they gotta nerf 150. Like 150 is like the furthest I've ever gone in Floor 2. Like and like I just died because like I gave up. I could not find the last anchor, and they really gotta do nerf of 150. But if floor 2 is like that, and especially door 50 is like that, I'm afraid for floor 3. And he was definitely right about a lot of people thinking that Figure is like the main character, because like he's like the main, like in floor 1 he's like the main boss, like he's like the final boss at door 100. So we're like, oh yeah, he's a final boss. Like when you like think, like when you get like a monster or something, or like a bad guy that you have to fight at like the last level for a certain section or something, you're gonna think that that was like the final boss, that's like the main boss. But like that wasn't the case for this. Like we thought we got Figure 2 times at door 50, like half of the game. At the end of the game we thought he was the main character, he's like the main villain and stuff, but no, it wasn't. Like we just like thought of that because like that's what usually happens, but no, it's Seek. Seek was like the last person, like I said, and that's actually really cool. And so that's gonna be the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. I'm still really I don't know why I'm still thinking of Minecraft Live. Minecraft Live was kind of boring, but anyways, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace.